After a long travel day, Nick finally landed in Melbourne, ready to explore his new city and get settled into his apartment. Come along on his journey from New York to Australia to home.
Oh, that plane's moving behind me. What perfect timing. Last couple of days have been a bit of an adventure because I only just got my visa approved 2 days ago. So I had been hoping it would come through with plenty of time to prepare to head over to Australia. But like I said, I only got it 2 days ago. Now, I had been done most of my packing ahead of time, but I didn't know for sure when I'd be heading out, what kind of clothes I would need leading up to it, what kind of stuff I would need. And so some of it basically just had to wait until the last minute. The other thing is that I had been eyeing that there were seats left in Polaris to head over from LA to Australia. And I was hoping the whole time that eventually they would open up and become available. Yesterday morning, I found that if I rerouted myself, so instead of going Newark, LA to Australia, that if I were to go from Newark to Vegas to LA, that I could then fly on from LA to Melbourne for basically exactly the same price, but to be in Polaris seating, which is incredible and makes it such a nicer way to do that 16-hour flight. And so that afforded me two things that were really significant. One, I got to go to the Polaris Lounge, which is where I am right now, where I got to have a sit-down breakfast. And then when I get to LA, it means that I can have another sit-down meal there. It's just a really nicer experience. And then two, and most importantly, and how it impacted me yesterday, is that I'm able to check 3 70-pound, 32-kilo bags, which is an incredible amount of space to pack basically my entire wardrobe, or pretty darn close to it. So that's a big part of the reason why I spent so much time yesterday packing up, was because I only knew that I was going to have that baggage allowance today. Okay, I'm here in Vegas. I got in about 20 minutes early, which is great because I've got a really fast turn before I go to Los Angeles, and that is going to give me a chance to try a new lounge that I've never been to before. So I spent about 12 minutes in the sidecar lounge right behind me, which is the new Amex Speakeasy mini lounge. And food was cute, but not very many dietary restriction options. So that was a little tricky. Cocktail was lovely, had an old fashioned, and now running back from whence I came to get back on the plane. If I had more time in the future, I would go back to the Amex, the main Centurion Lounge. There's just more food options for me.
Leaving your family behind for a season and landing somewhere you hope to make your forever home is a huge step. It was understandably emotional, but for now, he just had to get settled into temporary housing.
It's 10 a.m. Friday, and I am finally getting settled after a very long, more than one whole day of travel. Make sure I don't get run over. Just grabbed breakfast. I'm heading back to my apartment now, get settled a little bit. I'm gonna do a grocery shop, kind of get what I need for some basics. Welcome to the apartment. So I'm gonna show you around my corporate housing apartment. Then you come in and you've got your refrigerator and dishwasher and stove and oven and microwave. I am paying about 210 Australian dollars per night for this. I've already gone ahead and booked it for 2 months, actually. And I may even need it for a little bit longer than that. We've got a view out of Crown, the casino, and then over across the river you can see into the CBD. So pretty decent view. You can also see in the distance the Hyatt Centric, which is where Laura and I stayed last time we were here. This is a really quick, easy 10-minute, 15-minute walk into the city over to where my office is. I don't see too many outlets right over around here. Not that there's a lack of outlets. There's definitely other outlets throughout the apartment, but I don't see one right over by where this desk is. So that's one thing I'm going to have to navigate. All in all, just a nice way to kind of feel settled as opposed to a hotel. And it's a little bit cheaper than a hotel would be as well. This also comes with cleaning every 2 weeks. So they change out the linens and they do a kind of a basic clean. So we've got some shelves in this set of cabinets, and I really can fill all of them just given all the stuff that I've brought with me. Washer and dryer and a kind of laundry area sink. And this is all in, oh, and there's 2 hair dryers. I don't use hair dryers. Hello. And then bigger view of the bathroom here. You've got sink, toilet, shower, and they provide all of the linens as a apartment for at least 2 months. It will definitely serve my purpose. I'm kind of most curious about the kitchen and how I'll feel about that long term. It's always just, it takes a little bit of getting used to. I know I said there wasn't a US converter, but ho ho ho, look at that, 3 US plugs. I am set. Other things they showed me, I've got a rubbish room at the end of the hall. I've got a recycling room down on a different floor. I'm up here on like in the 30s from a floor perspective. So I've got a nice high view out. Then if you go further down, there is a massive gym. There is a beautiful pool. There is a really nice outdoor space, maybe not for July. It's a little chilly out there. And they've got like 5 or 6 barbecues as well that you have to set up with the concierge, but you can access them for cooking. So there's just a lot of facilities here that come included. I do have to go to like some orientation meeting with the building in order to gain access to them, but I might be able to do that as soon as tomorrow. But my next step is to go fill that refrigerator. I've got 3 good shopping options, all within some form of walking distance. So the closest one, there's an IGA literally across the street when I walk out of the apartment building. I will use that at some point, mostly for emergency type stuff. I've got a Woolies that's about a 10-minute walk. So I have to plan accordingly. I can't carry a ton of stuff, but I can do 1 or 2 trips that way. That's where I'm gonna get most of my like basics, I think. And then I've got the South Melbourne Market for like fresh fish and for maybe some fresh produce and stuff like that. But let's head back out and head over to Woolies and do that first grocery shop. I bet I'm gonna get all the wrong stuff, and I'm gonna get stuff that I want, not stuff that I need, but we'll see. Admittedly, that was trickier than I thought it would be. And honestly, the issue isn't even that I was unfamiliar with the items or that the store didn't have what I needed. It was honestly that I've spent the last 20 years building up my kitchen to be exactly what I need it to be, so that when I go to the store, I'm restocking the 10 items I'm out of. This, I'm starting from 0. And it's like, okay, what are the absolute most important 25 things for me to buy to get me through the first 72 hours? think I did okay. And I was really happy and pleased with the things that I found. But it's a lot restarting a kitchen from zero.
Ironically, after all that ingredient shopping, he was too tired to cook and made his way to the Grilled in Southgate for a gluten-free and dairy-free fried chicken sandwich that he was so excited to finally try.
I am well aware that sleeping from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. on the day that you arrive is not the best way to get caught up. However, I'm headed over to Federation Square for the Socceroos watch party for the elimination round match. Because if there is ever a moment to do it, when watching a 4 a.m. soccer match isn't gonna do me in, today's that day. Also, I have the easiest walk from where I'm staying over to where this watch party is. That was not the result of that match I was looking for. It was fun. Really debated what to do afterwards, right? Like, it was morning, and do I try to get myself set back to the calendar? But I kind of had no choice. I kind of had to get to sleep. I wasn't sure how long I was going to sleep. I ended up sleeping for about 3 or 4 hours. This is essentially day 2 that I'm here. I ended up sleeping from about 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. I need to do a little bit more shopping, and I'm intentionally going a little bit further into South Bank than where I went yesterday to explore a little bit more. There's like a half dozen household type things that I need to get to really feel properly settled. So that's a lot of what my shopping is today. Things like paper towels. I walked to the South Melbourne Market. I realized that's not where I'm doing my paper towel shopping. I'm going back to Woolies for that. But I had in my day that I was going to the South Melbourne Market, so I'm here. It's an easy walk from my place.
Right across from South Melbourne Market, he tried Market Lane Coffee and then wandered back through the neighborhood towards South Bank. By the time he got home, it was almost time to go right back out for his evening at the MCG.
Night 2. This one I'm not going to sleep through. I'm headed to my very first footy match ever at the MCG. It is Richmond versus Carlton. I got a GA ticket, so I don't really know what I'm in for in terms of finding a seat, but I'm very excited because I know that I can get gluten-free beer. This is cool because this is right around where Laura did her Melbourne video. So I'm getting to experience her walk that she took. I'm also, debating between how much information you actually all want to see. Because I could film everything, but do you really want to know that I'm buying paper towels and where I'm buying them? I don't know, that's up to you. Okay, food update. The donuts were a miss because there was dairy powder in the donut, unfortunately. Pie is success. Gluten-free and vegan, amazing. And now I have to find gluten-free beer. I have a couple of initial takes from my first AFL match. 1, sport's great. It's really fantastic. A lot of fun. moves fast. 2, people compare it to American football, I think because it's got the word football in it. I actually genuinely think it is so much more like basketball than it is American football. That's my opinion. 3, I love how it's so easy to just walk there. Tickets are so cost effective, and like it's great just how much of a family atmosphere there is. So I'm excited to bring my family once they get here. Here's my question though. I have no idea what team should be our team. And I realize until we know where we're gonna live, it's gonna be hard to like really make that choice. But I'd love some opinions. So help a guy out. Hey, it's Sunday. It is 7:45 a.m. It's day 3 of being here. And I already went out for a run. And now I've got a calmer day than the last 2 days have been ahead of me. So I'm going to get breakfast. I'm going to church. I'm doing my 3rd grocery store run in 3 days. I'm getting an air fryer. I think I'll prefer using an air fryer to using a frying pan when I'm making like one little piece of chicken, I think. We'll see. Then I'm gonna get some work done because I start work tomorrow, which is exciting, and I'm really thrilled for it. I had no idea what to expect from that workspace, but I am so glad I decided to go there to work this afternoon. It was such a cool space, and we're allowed 3 free hours a week. So you can pay for more, but we'll see. We'll see. I may not need more than 3 per week. I find that when I'm working solo in my apartment, I just don't get as much done. I don't know if it's that I get distracted or if it's just not a very inspiring atmosphere because it's my house or my temporary apartment. So I'm kind of relieved that I found a really good place really close by that's like really inspiring. Walking over to Docklands now for the Firelight Festival. I don't know what I expected, but that was so much cooler than I had imagined it would be. The food was great. There were so many options for me to pick from. And just like an awesome vibe. I have to say, I got there at like 5:45 and I was able to get around. Once I left at about 6:30, it was pretty thick and there's still a couple hours to go. It's like a great cap off for a weekend. But I also know that life is just different. And once I'm working, it's not vacation, it's real life. And also seeing so many families there, it just makes me realize how hard and how long months are. It's not a weekend away. And I know there are gonna be days that, as fun as things are, just makes me miss family. So there it is, 60 hours, 3 trips to the grocery store, street festival, 2 major sporting events. One's kind of a sporting event. Now I gotta go rest. I have a big day tomorrow. I'll see you all later.
Be sure to subscribe for more adventures in Australia and to see what Laura and the kids are up to back home. Thanks for watching, travelers.